Most of us have probably been warned that school does not set you up for the real world. In reality, school prepares us for higher education, not on the development of critical life skills it takes to prosper in life and in our jobs. And although we know better, it still comes as a shock once we find ourselves on the first day of our chosen career. We ask ourselves, perhaps a little apprehensively, will I know what to say? Will I know what to do? Will I be able to make a difference? But before we spiral in doubt and worry, I'm going to fast forward a bit, and I want you to imagine this. You're more than 2 years into your career, but you still find yourself stuck and, in a way, feel like you are cemented in almost the exact same place you started. Now the questions are more along the lines of, how much did I actually learn? Have I mastered at least some components in my practice? Why do I feel like I know very little, or forget the things I read about? Am I competent? Feelings of discouragement, lack of confidence, and feeling like you aren't as competent as you'd like to be actually seem to be normal feelings that a lot of us experience. And rest assured, whether you're just starting or years into your career, we all have the potential to find ourselves in this situation. In fact, researchers asked over 20 participants, with 18 having more than 10 years of experience in kinesiology, what they struggled with the most. The most frequent elements that came out of the survey were related to the ability to apply knowledge, assess and design programs, ensure a patient-centered approach, communicate effectively to the patient or client, and finally, remain up to date with the latest recommendations and guidelines. As kinesiologists, we use physical activity and exercise for treatment, prevention, and performance. Unfortunately, we might not always feel like we're equipped with the right skill set and critical assessment capacity to provide the right service. This is due to several factors, amongst them being varying program requirements across the provinces, and the teacher's background, which usually is more research-focused and unidimensional. Inevitably, this can have varying repercussions, considering the fact that students are graduating with different levels of knowledge, competence, and confidence, with many feeling unprepared to safely work with their patients or clients. This brings me to talk to you about competence. For the purpose of this video, what you need to know is that the main components of competence are knowledge and skill. If you're interested to know more about the specific competencies related to kinesiology, you can check out the Kinesiologist Core Competency Profile, a resource created by the College of Kinesiologists of Ontario. When it comes to knowledge, I think we can agree it's pretty straightforward. From textbooks to certifications and workshops, we have many resources made available to us to further advance our practice. What I like to focus on is the skills component. Skills can be broken down into two main categories, being of observation and movement analysis. Under movement analysis, you have knowledge of biomechanics principles, so what works, the ability to detect divergencies from sound biomechanics, in other words, what doesn't work, and finally, the ability to correct errors in performance, so what to do for what doesn't work to work. This requires excellent analytical skills based on a systematic process that will help you get the information you need in order to implement an impactful training program. If we take a step back here, a competent kinesiologist is someone who understands how the body moves and therefore must master human anatomy and biomechanics, all while keeping up with the latest research findings. So I want you to start thinking about when you mostly feel incompetent or lack confidence. Is it related to a specific injury type, or a joint weakness or pain you can't seem to help with? Going through the competency document mentioned earlier might help you better pinpoint the issues you need to work on. Jot down what you consider your weak points and areas you'd like to improve on or master. For the next video, we'll see how we can concretize a solid action plan to incorporate into our day-to-day life based on our short and long-term goals. In the meantime, you can check out the anatomy challenge I completed and get inspired to challenge yourself.